Dear Midlife. I felt like my body was betraying me. Oh, I woke up one day and I didn't recognize how I felt in my body. My energy was totally different. I've always been known as a high energy, super sparkly kind of girl. And I don't even know where that went. I just know that was not what was happening. For me, it was like the best way to describe it is like walking through sludge in terms of energy. It's like trying so hard. And I'm talking about just doing basic things, okay? My focus was scattered. I remember one day, and I just couldn't remember things. It's like my brain wasn't working right. And I'd always known myself as a real sharp, like sharp gal. Okay. I remember everything. I trek with things like my brain, very proud of my brain in terms of my mental sharpness. Okay. One morning, I'm sitting here with the cup of coffee and you. One morning, I work from home. Okay. I went and I in my where at this when this happened, I was in my office and I was walking to the kitchen. And I don't know why I opened the freezer. And you know what I saw in the freezer? My coffee. My coffee was sitting in the freezer. And you know what? I know I'm the one that put it there. I had no recollection of me doing that. Like that, I think it was on that day, maybe another day that I called my husband and he was at work and I was literally so upset. And I said, something is wrong with me. Something is wrong with my body. And I was in tears and I didn't know what it was. I just didn't feel like myself. So for me, my whole, process, because I'm trying to say like so much and not use too many words, okay? But I think for me, like my perimenopause journey started with actually anxiety. I started having anxiety about 10 years ago, and I'd never had anxiety, so I didn't even know what that was, honestly. And then the brain fog and my body fluctuating and not being able to lose any weight, even though I exercised and ate really healthy. And at some point, I was just like bewildered and frustrated. And I felt like I lost who I've always known myself to be. And I didn't know how to get her back. But here's what I've come to understand, okay? And the point to this conversation, my body wasn't actually betraying me. My body was trying to speak to me in a language that I never learned to listen. Now, since then, this is like years ago, and in the past 3 years, I really learned a lot about perimenopause, okay? Really to help myself. And I've learned that there are three phases in every female's life, okay? The first phase is, and I can't remember who I took this from. This was not my original thought, but I don't remember who it was, but it was so on point and it put everything into perspective for me around perimenopause, okay? The first phase is when a woman or a female is born, okay? Born, growing, all that. The second phase is when a woman's body is preparing to have babies. Okay. The third, and there's a lot happening. If you've ever known someone in puberty, a girl, whoa, right? It's a lot, right? Okay. The third phase is when a woman's body is preparing to not have babies anymore. I didn't understand how many changes would be happening in my body as my body was in what's called perimenopause. Okay. I sadly at 53 am not menopausal yet. I every month I pray, literally, I'm like, dear God, please let this be my month. where I no longer have any bleeding or anything. Every month I pray the same prayer, and doggone it, it hasn't quite happened yet. Okay. Sometimes I skip, but I have not gone 12 months, which kind of in the normal menopausal world or is considered your menopausal. Okay. You have to go 12 months, consecutive months with no bleeding at all. So, what I had been trying to do in my perimenopause, which started, 10 years ago, was push through, dismiss. Like I didn't pay attention to the cues that my body was trying to give me. I paid attention, but it was mostly annoyance and trying to push through. And I kept trying to like bounce back. And what I never did was paused to listen, what is my body trying to tell me? The other thing I didn't quite do until I had a very dear friend who sat me down and was like, look, girl, you sound like you're totally hormonal. You need some hormones. That started me, and this was 5 years ago, in a journey of discovery and learning about what happens and the role of hormones and what happens when a woman's body is preparing to no longer have babies anymore. So if you've ever felt disconnected from your body, if you've looked in the mirror and said, who the heck is this? I want to let you know, one, you're not broken. Okay. You are not broken, my friend. And you're not alone. You're in transition. I'm going to be having this type of conversation. I'm really excited because I walk every day. So what I'm going to do when I walk, I feel really good. My mind is really clear. I've got some energy like pumping because I've been walking for a while. And I'm going to come in, I'm going to grab my coffee and I'm going to record. Literally, I just got back, okay? And hit record, and I'm going to have a conversation, and I'm titling this series Dear Midlife. And I'm really excited. I feel like, you know, we need more voices in this space. We have some beautiful voices, women that are perimenopausal, menopausal, some MDs, medical doctors that are really bringing awareness. And it's super exciting. I feel like the more honesty we have and the better, the more space we have to have conversations, the better. So if this conversation resonates with you, let me know. Tell me. I would love to hear your body transition comments. Like I'm not even giving you all of them, okay? But this is like kind of the highlight for me. But my question is, I want to leave you with a question. What has your body been trying to tell you? And I was kind of like, maybe I'm gonna get like a lot of snidey comments, but I mean, I think it's a valid question. Maybe there's something your body's been trying to even teach you lately. I know one thing for me, and I'll close with this, is that I have been like so high, like work, 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 work for years. Okay. One thing my body has been actually really trying to teach me is to slow down. And I know my mom, man, she's going to probably watch this and be like, hallelujah. I've been trying to tell that girl to slow down for 20 years. I could never hear her, honestly. And she was right. I could never slow down. I could never just be still and relax. The only time I ever had like true peace was in prayer. And over the past 2 years, I have truly learned, and I'm cherishing slowing down. And I can share more about that, but I won't right now. So if there's a woman in your life who is navigating this season too, send this video her way. And I would love to let me know who in your life might want to hear this or resonate with this. So, all right, my friend, this is video one of my Dear Midlife series. I'll see you next time. Bye.